So the next weapon in question is going to be the SKADI's pistol. Now, is it going to be anything like the Moon Dagger weapons, of course, because to be honest, when we had those weapons coming in, when the game was still in that soft launch, or call it what you will, to be honest, that dark weapon, still to this day, is like a weapon that I'm trying my best to get dupes on, max, because I managed to get one dupe, so I'm over the moon by that, but it honestly is just one of those weapons, one of those dark weapons that I'm trying to max out and get lucky on. That's why I'm hoping in the future, or maybe sometime sooner, we can get weapon banners to make life a whole lot easier, but the struggle is real when it comes to the custom banners and the new weapons. Now, from that, the SKADI's pistol is the new weapon that is going to be coming in less than 24 hours, I want to say. And so it is going to be a war weapon. It is going to be a weapon for JINWOO. It will be an SSR weapon. So it really comes down to whether or not if it's going to be worth the pull, or at least worth to put on our list. Now, a while back, Alpha and Mass, they did work together, and we've kind of got an idea on what we're working with when it comes to the SKADI's pistol. So we're going to kind of just go through it just a little bit, get a bit of a foundation for the weapon itself, and then kind of get a rough idea on what we want to do about this weapon, and whether or not if it is going to be a weapon that I want to hunt down for, maybe add it to my rate up list, who knows. But yeah, okay, so SKADI's pistol, water SSR. Alright, let's see what we're working with here. When winter hunting is used, it activates last hunt and applies the SKADI's blessing effect for 7 seconds. When winter hunting hits, it applies the SKADI's curse effect to the target. Right, let's figure out what these keywords are. So, last hunt deals damage equal to X% of the user's attack to targets with the SKADI's curse effect. Okay, scaling of attack, that's normal. When the last hunt skill hits, it removes the SKADI curse effect. SKADI blessing increases the user's attack by X% and then increases the user's defense penetration by X%. Okay, so when it activates with the last hunt, that's when we get the SKADI's blessing. So that has given us an increase on our attack and our defense penetration. So there we have it. I mean, that's going to be nice with Emma, to be honest, because Emma does also give out defense pen. So wait, does she apply it on her support skill though? Oh, I take it back. Nope, she does. She does. 7.77. There you go. I lied. There we have it. Okay. I was going to say, I don't think on the support skill she's just immediately about to give us heat absorption, but nope, she does. So that could be something. Alright, so already thinking about combinations. Fire and water. Interesting. So that's going to be on for 7 seconds. That's understandable. And then SKADI's curse is... it's the freeze. Okay, inflicts the freeze effect. Freeze interrupts the target. Okay, 3 seconds. Okay, that makes sense. So, when we activate the last hunt, we then get the increase in attack and defense penetration. Fantastic. And then on the when it hits, then that's when the freeze comes into play, right? Yeah, SKADI's curse. Okay. So that's pretty much the premise of this weapon. Interesting. What we're looking at the dupes. When the last hunt is used, create a SKADI's domain for X amount of seconds. SKADI's domain, when attack lands while in the domain, deals damage equal to the X% of the attack. Okay, I mean that's... yeah, I mean it realistically just depends on how big the domain is. I mean, we've got the shadow domain, and the circle on that isn't too bad in terms of the wideness of it. So there could be something. To be fair, also Kim's shield domain that he's got, that's fairly big, to be honest. So it just depends on how big the domain is. But I mean, regardless, being in the domain, doing damage from a weapon that has range on it, that's still fantastic. So yeah, can't go wrong with that. So that's actually a decent first dupe. We'll take that. Increases water element damage, that's fine. Oh, wait, hold on a minute. Increases water element damage within the SKADI's domain. So now it's being correlated back to the dupe 1. Interesting. Typically it's always just damage up, but this one is now giving you a bit of a condition. Dupe 3 enhances the SKADI's blessing, so the attack and defense pen goes up. Max stack and duration become infinite. So I think if I can remember beforehand, I did say that Dupe 3 is kind of my aim for this weapon, if I get lucky, which I probably won't, so it might be a hot minute since I ever see Dupe 3, but regardless, that's still fantastic where you want it at. Decrease the cooldown, that's normal. And then Dupe 5 enhances the last hunt skill you're enhancing the damage multiplier and possibly the freeze duration. That would be insane if they do that with extending the freeze duration. But either way, the damage multiplier, yeah, that's going to be crazy for the last hunt. So what I'm looking at is you activate the last hunt, you get your attack and defense pen going, get some damage popped off, then you have obviously the SKADI's curse then comes into play to where you freeze the enemy, and then I believe when you hit the enemy, if they're still in the SKADI's curse, it removes it. I think that's what it is. In all honesty, it's pretty simple in terms of this weapon. I would still cater to the Grimoire, if I'm being honest. If I was in a situation where I'm going head to head on a boss, because I feel like with the Grimoire, why am I saying Grimoire? It's not Black Clover. I feel like with the Grimoire, it is beneficial against the boss itself in terms of the freeze and the cold ice to do the DOT, of course, so that's not too bad. Deep Erosion is still super effective for dupe 1 to then give you that extra 24% on the elemental weakness, which is fantastic. Going into the third dupe, cold ice. Wait, oh yeah, when the effect for cold ice ends, you get the additional damage increase of 20%, and then if you max it out, enemies that are frozen take 50% more damage, of course. And obviously, again, there's a wide range of AoE spread for this weapon itself. So I, as it stands right now, I'm still on the side of the Grimoire, but if there's only one boss, then I can see the SKADI's pistol working absolute wonders. Especially if we can buff up or cater more to the defense pen, then I feel like this weapon could be absolutely fantastic. If we just full on support the attack and defense pen through like artifacts and whatnot, especially applying Emma on board to give us that extra 7.77%, then yeah, we can really pile on some good damage from this pistol. So this weapon is going to be effectively doing so much damage, which is going to be crazy, especially with the well, we don't know what the percentage increase is right now for the attack and defense pen, but I feel like it's going to be high up there, especially once you get that dupe 3. They are going to be catering to that like crazy. I feel like they're going to push it so high up, so that's why I'm saying, even though this weapon kind of sounds very simple, I do believe the damage output from this weapon is going to be somewhat crazy. Alright, so of course Alpha managed to get this, so this is what's interesting to me. So when using the last hunt, right, I mean, the spread of it looks insane. So even though I've mentioned to say how the Grimoire has got like the AoE spread, this might have some good AoE. However, so the SKADI's curse has been applied, which is the freeze, but it shows here that the final hit right there. Oh wait. So when we apply the SKADI's curse, if that effect is inbound, as you guys can see right here, that's the skill ended. And then one tap, because that curse was applied, the minute this enemy is touched, then the freeze kicks in. And then at that point, we can have our way with it. Right? Yeah. Interesting. Okay. That's something. Because I was wondering why we're doing so many attacks and it's just applying the curse over and over again. I'm just like, are we not going to freeze? But yeah, no. So once that curse is there, then it's basically open season. I guess the question is it worthy? Is it worthy? Hard to say, because on paper right now, I'm like, it's a good weapon on paper, no doubt in my mind. But would I suggest it to be a chase weapon? No. No. I think the Grimoire is doing its thing. Most people can cater to that as their water weapon. I mean, if you're really desperately needing a water weapon, then fair play. I mean, it is an option. It's a fantastic weapon to help you out in the damage department, clearly. I mean, that's what it's designed to do. You've also got freeze, which is fantastic. We'll have to, again, test a few things out, but right now on paper, I wouldn't say that this is a chase weapon. It's a good weapon, but I'm still holding the Grimoire over. That is going to be the #1 so far. But until I get my hands on it, and then until I know the percentages, as of right now, I'm going to say it's a good weapon. It's not a chase weapon, but it's a good weapon. This information right here is a little bit old, so things can change. Things probably have changed. So the only thing that we're taking from this is kind of like the basis of what this weapon is going to be doing in terms of activating the last hunt, getting the SKADI's blessing for 7 seconds, and then when the winter hunting hits, it then applies the SKADI's curse, aka freezing the enemy. that's probably going to be the basis. In terms of percentage-wise on what more we're going to be getting through the SKADI's Blessing, or maybe the SKADI's Curse, could there be more to it? Maybe there might be erosion added onto the freeze, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. As it stands right now, with the information that we have, as I've said, it's a good weapon. Wouldn't say it's a chase weapon. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the changes for this weapon when the update drops, and then we'll go from there, and whether or not if it's going to be a chase weapon or not.